up, y'all? Welcome back to the next episode of Don't Do That. On Happy Fridays. Hope y'all weekend is going great. I know y'all been ready for it. We all been ready for it. So let's go ahead and get 16 on. Pass him his little baby Jeter. Baby Jeters. Guava Burst. House of Dank. It is my spot. Go there. Candy Summers. Robert Summers. Let them know we sent you. Period. Alright. So, topics to start off with. The teen boy who tried to drown the white boy who tried to drown the young black boy in Massachusetts. You're gonna hear the sentencing on that. Ridiculous. Then we also have 3 months after our Anne Frank incident where they had the play. 3 months after that, they have another situation. And also, something on Prime TV. So, what are your topics?
Craziness at the Grammys.
My God.
We Eating Good is streaming. Update on Hip Hop Strikes Back.
Alright, so to get right to it, because it's kind of distasteful to the judicial system on how they handle certain things, because showing no consequence pretty much is telling a kid that it's okay for what he did. Alright, so John P. Sheeran and another boy had went to a pond, and there was another young man that had went to the pond. So when John got there, he had already started throwing the racial slurs to the little black boy, and threatening to throw rocks at him, and causing bodily harm and whatnot. Now, before he got in there, he had strapped his life jacket on, letting him know that I can't swim. But it was not a good idea for him to do that, because when they got into the water, they pretty much tried to drown him. Kept pushing his head underwater, dunking him underwater, and going as far as going up underneath him and grabbing him by his feet to pull him under the water. And when he's telling them I can't breathe, they're proceeding to tell him and call him George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. Now, thankfully there was a witness that had, as they interviewed the witnesses and whatnot, same thing as the boy had told the officers of what had happened to him. Alright, so you have these kids try to drown this boy. Could have killed him. You'd think he'd get something. Counseling, therapy, hell, juvenile camp, something, right? No. Instead, he got 3 years probation, 723 hours of community service and online educational course, after he had pled guilty to 1 count of attempted murder and 1 count of assault with a dangerous weapon. Good job, Judge Silva Gomes.
Oof.
Okay, I get we want to give our kids chances to be able to redeem themselves. They're so young, they make mistakes. But I'm sorry, but when he pled guilty to knowing what he did of attempted murder, that goes beyond the spectrum of trying to not, I'm not saying trying to not save, but to be let off our community service for 3 years and our probation.
Enabling?
Now, he is a youthful offender. He could have been if they wanted to, even if the prosecutors wanted to, do it, they would have had to do it as a felony and charge him as an adult. Now,
that's what they would have did if he would have been black.
Statute of prosecution. Under statute, prosecutors could have charged him as a felon, 14 to 17 years old, accused of inflicting bodily harm, prior harm offense, or have been in a situation for a while.
He would have been in the system if he was a brother.
Yeah. Now, the fact that the lawyer of his basically sat there and said that the victim was the puppet master of the whole situation.
The victim was?
Yep, that it was.
Hey y'all, I want y'all to drown me too. That's what, yeah.
Yeah. And he's been labeled, basically, he's like, this boy has been labeled as a racist. He's been labeled as a this. Well, whatever, problems probably start at home. Parents should probably be investigated, looked into a little bit, because in this day and age, hate, what people need to stop saying is, Trump didn't bring hate here.
No, it's taught at home.
Trump did not bring hate to America. Alright. Hate was already here. Now, what I am going to have to say, in my opinion, he is allowing the hate to spread. You sitting and doing absolutely nothing and not addressing it is just is worse than doing it. These people look up to you, and you just don't want to be looked at as the bad guy.
Too late.
Stuff like this, you are causing this to happen. You are still a cause of the problem. Because you doing nothing means just as much as you doing it. You allowing it. So, what about yours?
I had to cut the music off because we have a story where a mogul, a Grammy-winning producer, Irv Gotti of Murder Inc. has passed away at age 54.
Young.
Very young. And the only thing I can say on that is shout out and peace, prayers to his family and friends, and rest in power to Irv Gotti and to my brothers out there. Please take care of yourself. Make sure you are monitoring your health, because we are really bad about
taking care of
ourselves
and checking up on yourself,
on ourselves, going
regular
to the hospitals,
doctors, appointments,
regular checkups,
and
we are bad about it. I know I'm bad about it, so get on that, because that man was young, 54 years old, and he is no longer with us, and that's no bueno. So yeah, so I wanted to make sure I put that in the show, and then cover a little bit something that's very important to me personally. Tom is in here, our cat.
Yes, he's trapped in here.
He's trapped in here, and he wants to get out bad. He's hilarious.
All right.
But
you're going out.
but yeah. So I wanted to mention to everybody that we currently are pushing back the release of the Hip Hop Strikes Back EP to March 4th, 2025. And that's still gonna do the, was it 3 and 4 is 7, and then the 2 is 9, and then the 2 and 5 would be 16. Equals up to 16 either way. But March 4th, 2025, because we don't want to rush the project. I know it's only 7 songs, and probably a few sneak peek songs on there too. But probably just a couple, Shh. But we want to make sure we give you the purest dope possible, so that you are completely enthralled.
I can't feel my tongue.
Yes, you just oh my God, we just want to make sure it is absolute dope. So March 4th, and the Onslaught CD is coming along. Update on Straight Hood Icon. It will now be titled What is 8 times 2? We are rebranding that CD. We'll have a whole different look to it. Also, Kanye and his wife on the red carpet.
This poor woman.
I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't want to go too far, but what the hell?
Bro, why?
Why? Just for what? Like,
You
why do you
embarrassed your
find
wife.
someone that looks just like your ex and then publicly humiliate her?
And when you watch
She's
the
not
video,
her, dude. She's not her. So what are you doing?
right? Because when you watch the video, you guys, you can't tell me
She wanted to do that.
she was comfortable with
No,
that.
she was not. Not at all.
Like,
Not at all.
I don't think she wanted to take off her coat like that. I don't think that was what she went there for.
And I want to, and I don't know, I did not know her. I just want to invoke her spirit because my mother, what would she think
She would whoop your ass.
if she were here and she saw you acting this way? Being manipulative and making this young woman disrobe herself in front of millions of people. And that's supposed to be your significant other, the person that you made wedding vows to.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Leave. Run. Run.
Fast as your little feet can carry you, get away from him.
Before
because
you're stuck with him
she is
for 18 years, for life, excuse me.
He is
Life.
doing the most.
You see, Kim's gonna have to deal with that for the rest of her life, right?
I don't
But she's-
understand.
Not all, none of them are all there themselves.
I don't understand.
So, but all right, my last one. Now, as you guys may remember, I hope you do. If not, just go back even in the news a little bit. About 3 months ago, in Howell, they had a play, a simple play of little old Diary of Anne Frank. You know, because my God, you know.
Well, did we cover that?
Yes, like 3 months ago, we sure did. We sure did. About 3 months ago, the Nazi vaginas came out. Whenever that was going on, and you know, protested it because you know, little old Anne Frank, she just like powerful young woman you are. Okay, rest in peace. Because you obviously still you bring the madness out of them just from a play. All right, so. Now, Thursday on the 6th, this time they were met up with some counter-protesters. They weren't having it, alright? They were, armed. They were masked, just like they like to come out masked themselves. So let's not sit here and act like, white supremacists don't come out with, like, what are those, handkerchief-looking things, bandanas or whatever across their faces. Sometimes they don't come out with the hood. They have a portion of their face covered. No different. Now, 2 of the people, however, were not allowed in it, and one of them was Livingston County Commissioner, Wes, let me make sure I get this right. Wes Nakaguri, I believe, Nakajuri. No, whatever, Naka what? Because your family just screwed you, bro. I don't know why they chose that. Now, he didn't pre-register to get into the show. So he thought he was going to actually just go in and watch the show. No, you're not. That's not how things work around here. You still have to pre-register just like any other regular person there.
Right.
Now, what was the issue? It's called Face of Hate. Basically, it's more of like a documentary. It focuses on native Jason Barker. Yep, Jason Barker. He was a Nazi himself. You know, he did his thing, but basically had to do it American History X. Look up the movie. Bro, great movie, because at the end of the day, that's how you learn from your experiences. You learn from what you do. Alright, so now, this is going to be on Amazon Prime as well. Alright, Face of Hate. Now, he was convicted of aggravated assault, ethnic intimidation on Officer Arthur Williams III, which is also he was a Michigan State police officer. Then he was late convicted of domestic terrorism because police officer. So he had to kind of go do some time and take the time to look upon himself and kind of the decisions that he was making in life. Now, Sage is the group that was at the protest to make sure that they had their Second Amendment right, because they were making sure that they protected innocent families. Sage actually stands for Stand Against Extremism. I'm sorry,
okay.
extremism. So, and of course the reports say too, because, Howell is known for their racism. Their police, just as this is all going on, the arguing back and forth and the shoving and all that stuff, police officers, they drive by, nothing happened, they just drive by acting as if, they're just patrolling, like nothing's going on. Like, we shouldn't stop or anything and check and make sure anybody's okay. Again, they're known for stuff like that. Now, a smidge of the history, because it's been smudged forever, it's not going to change, because they claim as if these people don't live in their own small little town of Howell. I've been there and I've seen it. Just look for a little community that has nothing but white little houses and black rooftops.
I've never been.
So, now Robert Miles was a Grand Dragon, Michigan KKK member. 1960s, he had 70 acres of farmland. Now, I gotta look again to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Is Cohocton Township, if that doesn't sound like native land to me, but he is also among 5 people in 1971 convicted of planning the bombing of school buses, which was slated for desegregation of Ypsilanti. Alright, so it had people of color on those buses headed to Ypsilanti for desegregation, meaning the bringing of a melting pot, basically, of how it should be to be able to live amongst each other. Now, he was later convicted on conspiracy relating to the tarring and feathering of Dr. R. Wiley Brownlee, high school principal of Ypsi, who, of course, supported desegregation. November 23rd, Howell City Hall, there was more than 100 people that went there to, let them know that they were tired of all the bullcrap. They are tired of people not knowing the real stuff that goes on in Howell. But Mayor Bob Ellis and others insist they come from other places. Okay, even though they only know of 2 of the people that had masks on. Okay. They found out that one of them, and in fact, was Eric Cooper, Mr. Nazi man from the rally that did his little sign that when he couldn't go into the show.
The Elon Musk?
Yep, he did the Elon Musk. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not act as if racism doesn't exist or is slowly diminishing. No. Racism is hiding.
Not really.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, because it can't hide. Because people feel as if Trump has brought hate. Trump never brought it. Remember that. Trump never brought it. He incites it. He allows it to happen. So now, we will let you go, and we will see you next time on Mad as Hell Monday. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and get notified. So every time that we drop new content, from shorts to music, to Don't Do That, to even opening and revealing the boxes of these lovely action figures we have behind here. Okay? So again, like, comment, share, subscribe, get notified. We'll see you next time on Don't Do That. Pieces.